Hello, check. Trying something new today, and I'm curious if you can hear me out there. I'm trying streaming to multiple platforms at once. Trying something new today, be a little bit challenging. I'm curious if you can hear me out there. So whether you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook, trying something new today. I'd like to know whether or not you can hear me right now. I'm curious if you can hear me out there. So whether you're on YouTube or let me know if you're tuning in. Trying something new today. I'd like to know whether I'm wondering if you can hear me right now. I'm curious if you can. If you can't hear me, please leave a comment. And if you can hear me, please leave a comment. Tuning in. Trying something new today. I'd like to know whether I'm wondering if it doesn't make any sense to play music. If you can't hear me, please leave a comment. And if you can hear me, please leave a comment. Tuning in. Trying something new today. I'd like to know whether I'm wondering if it doesn't make any sense to play music. If you can't hear me, please leave a comment. And if you can hear me, please leave a comment. Tuning in. Something new today. I'd like to know whether I'm wondering if it doesn't make any sense to play music. If you can't hear me, please leave a comment. And if you can hear me, please leave a comment. Tuning in. Something new today. I'd like to know whether I'm wondering if it doesn't make any sense to play music. If you can't hear me, please leave a comment. And if you can hear me, please leave a comment. Tuning in. Something new today. I'd like to know whether I'm wondering if it doesn't make any sense to play music. Stop. You can't hear me. You are already live streaming. And if you can hear me, please leave a comment. Something new today. I'm wondering if it doesn't make any sense to play music. Stop. You can't hear me. You are already live streaming. And if you can hear me, please leave a comment. I'm wondering if it doesn't make man. I don't know how to do this. You are already live streaming. If you can hear me, please leave a comment. Man, I don't know how to do this. Okay. Man, I don't know how to do this. Okay. It seems like it might be working. Man, I don't know how to do this. Okay. It seems like it might be working. Man, I don't know how to do this. Okay. It seems like it might be working. Man, I don't know how to do this. Sorry, I will start playing music as soon as I figure out. It seems like it might be whether you can hear me. It's a little stressful to. Sorry, I will start playing music as soon as I figure out. So please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this right now. It's a little stressful though. Sorry, I will start playing music as soon as I figure out. So please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this right now. It's a little stressful though. Sorry, I will start playing music as soon as I figure out. So please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this right now. It's a little stressful though. Sorry, I will start playing music as soon as I figure out. So please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this right now. It's a little stressful. Sorry, I will start playing music as soon as I figure out. So please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this. Leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this right now. It's a little stressful. Sorry, I will start playing music as soon as I figure out. So please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this right now. It's a little stressful. Sorry, I will start playing music as soon as I figure out. So please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this right now. It's a little stressful. Sorry, I will start playing music as soon as I figure out. So please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this. Leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Sorry, I will start. Let me know if you can hear this right now. It's a little stressful. Sorry, I will. Please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you. So please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this right now. It's a little stressful. Sorry, I will start playing music as soon as I figure out. Let me know if you. So please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this right now. It's a little stressful. Sorry, I will start playing music as soon as I figure out. Let me know if you. So please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this right now. If you're stressed in. Sorry, I will start playing music as soon as I figure out. So please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this. Leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this right now. Sorry, I will. Please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can. Please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this right now. Sorry, I will. Leave me a comment if you're tuned in. comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this. Leave me a comment if you're tuned in. So please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this. Leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Please leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Let me know if you can hear this. Leave me a comment if you're tuned in. Okay. Sorry, I had the volume down. That was my mistake. So if you're out there, if you could let me know if you're hearing this and if the audio is doing anything weird. Sorry, because I just had all the audio layering on top of itself. So if you're out there, that was my mistake. Let me know if you're hearing this. If you're out there, ready to play music, if you could let me know if you're hearing trying something new. The audio is layering weird. So because I just had all the audio layering, or you're on Facebook. So if you're out there, hearing my voice right now, let me know if you're hearing. So if you're out there, ready to play music. Now, let me know if you're trying something new. If I'm layering my so if you're out there, that was so if you're out there, you're ready to play now. Let me know if you're hearing. If you're out there, that's ready to play now. So if you're out there, that layering my so if you're out there, that was now. So if you're out there, you're ready to play now. Let me know if you're hearing. That layering my so if you're out there, that was so if you're out there, that was let me know. So if you're out there, that's ready to play now. So if you're out there, that was so if you're out there, that was so if you're out there, ready to play now. Let me know. So if you're out there, that's ready to play now. So if you're out there, that was so if you're out there, that was so if you're out there, that's ready to play now. So if you're out there, that was 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 Hey folks, I'm having some technical difficulties here. I hope you'll bear with me for a second while I figure this out. Hey folks, I'm having some technical difficulties here. I hope this is a strange world. I'm seeing myself on two different screens at two different moments in time, and I believe you're hearing my voice. This is a strange world. At two different moments. Seeing myself on this is a strange world. At two different moments in time. Seeing myself on two different screens. You're hearing my voice. Two different moments in time. This is a strange world. And I believe you're hearing my voice. Okay, I have a theory. I have a theory about what's happening. Okay, I have a theory. I have a theory about what's happening. Okay, I have a theory. And I was wrong. I have a theory about what's happening. Okay, new theory about what was happening. If you've joined in the past 5 minutes, I was having this really weird audio thing happening where I would say something and then a few seconds later it would get repeated at the same volume. And I think, fingers crossed, that I may have solved that issue. I'm just watching all my meters to see if you're continuing to have that issue. If we are continuing to have that issue. Because as cool as it would be to play around with my own echo, I can do that right here in the studio. I don't need YouTube and Facebook doing it for me. For example, this is an echo that I have control over. Okay, that sounded creepy. So if you're out there and you stuck with me through this, or you joined me and you didn't know that it was happening, please let me know if I fixed it. Jess says that I fixed it. Oh, maybe I fixed it. Carly is here. Hi, Carly. Oh, the echo is still on. Okay. Where do I look? Okay. Hi. Thank you for joining me on this Thursday evening. It's another magical one with snow blanketing the ground. I got a little stressed out dealing with those technical things. It turns out it was totally my fault. I'm sort of trying out a new streaming software, and there were more things to be learned than I knew. Isn't that the thing? I'm going to get into some music now, get back in my body, and welcome any new folks coming. If you're just joining, please leave a comment saying, hey, tell me where you're joining from. I will be back in a second for conversation. Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me in my studio on this Thursday evening. As often as I can, I like to get into my body, feel the journey that music takes me on. You know, I find that I wrote a little post to go along with this concert this evening that was about Valentine's Day and about our hearts and thinking about what causes us to be protective of those hearts. Oftentimes valid reasons, experiences, and traumas. And then I'm thinking about the liberation when we trust, when we hand over something vulnerable, the power that comes from that. And I often find that music allows me to let go of, like, it's hard to make good music when you're feeling afraid. I think that could be true of a lot of things, but there's some preparation to be done to come into the studio and be in the moment and be in your heart and in your body and be vulnerable. I was talking with somebody about freestyling, about rappers who freestyle, and it's like, it's at the same time, it's a competitive activity, but it's also one of the most vulnerable things that you can do. Can you imagine, you know, having a beat running and having to say things that rhyme and are clever over top of that without having time to craft it? It's like everybody gets to see your subconscious coming out, you know? Yeah, I feel that way. I feel that way generally about any improvised music. So I want to share that magic with you this evening, the vulnerability of improvised music. And if you're just joining in, you came just in time because it took me a while to get the audio right. I'm so happy to have you. Hi, welcome. And please leave a comment on the video letting me know that you're here and where you're watching from this evening. And I'm going to play for a little bit, sort of one set here, and then tune in again with the mic and come back and answer any questions that folks have or respond to any comments. So welcome. Thank you so much for coming, and hope to hear from you in the comments as I do some of this improvisational exploration. Friendly reminder. If you have a pair of nice headphones, you're going to have a different experience of this. I'd love for you to join me in the sort of sensory way. And can't do that through laptop speakers or cell phone speakers. However you want to join, that's going to be great. But I'd love it if you wanted to really plug in here. Hello, if you're just now joining. Playing some music tonight, some open-hearted music. Some music to open the heart. That was a slow thing. Let's do a fast thing. Please let me know in the comments that you're watching and how you're doing, where you're tuning in from. I'd love to hear from you. Hey. Woo! Wow, here we are. Here we are halfway through this evening concert. And I'm just getting started. I'm getting riled up. You know what did it? Is the shaker. I was using that kind of spontaneously, but man, that adds energy. Woo! Yeah. Gonna bring in more acoustic instruments here as I continue to experiment with this setup here in my studio in Philadelphia. I'm so glad you're joining me this evening. Whether you're right here with me or you got me in the background or however this feels useful to you, I'm getting so much out of it. I love doing this. I love being here. I'm so grateful to have this space and these people, whoever it is that's tuned in. And it's time to check in with whoever it is that's tuned in. Oh, I can't stop that track. How do I stop that from playing? Oh, there we go. I made some changes to this setup and I haven't quite, oh, that's the microphone. Okay. Haven't quite figured out how everything works, but we're getting there. So I'm going to check the comments now. If you have any questions for me, comments, observations, meditations, miracles happening in your life and your heart, you know, all good stuff. So I gotta turn over here. From Maine, Vast Blue Sky. This is new for me, being on YouTube and only seeing people's usernames on YouTube. But thanks so much for tuning in, Vast Blue Sky. I kind of like that. That's just your name, is Vast Blue Sky. Like, yeah, I was playing some music for the Vast Blue Sky on Thursday evening. Oh, delicious. And Amy R. Hi. Thank you for tuning in from Michigan. Is it snowing there as much as it is here? Oh, okay. Your name is Sky. Well, either way, it's wonderful to play music for you. How are things in Maine, Sky? Do you have the largest stack of firewood that you spent an entire season preparing for this time, and now you are reaping the harvest of your firewood stacking? I spent one season in New England, and that seemed to be like the whole rhythm of life was stacking firewood, using firewood, stacking firewood. Maybe it's like that in Michigan too. I saw, that is unfortunate that you don't have a fireplace. I saw a documentary about a Quaker meeting in Maine, actually, that has no electricity, I believe, but they do have like a cast iron, wood burning stove in the middle of the fireplace. Beautiful documentary. I mean, it's like a 5-minute video on Vimeo that was just so sensual, and they used time lapse of all the people sort of coming into the meeting house, gathering around the fire, and they used sounds that they took from the fireplace there. Gosh, I know Quakers like to have really simple, empty meeting houses, so that we can focus on the energy in the room and not be distracted. But speaking of distracted, I have all the screens. But a fire, having a fire that you're focused on when you're in worship, isn't that just like, I don't know. There's something beyond words for me about looking into a fire when I'm trying to be in my body and in the spirit. Carly is a friend of mine. Thank you so much for tuning in, Carly. I do remember when we chopped and stacked firewood at my parents' house in Virginia. This was after I lived in New England. I had a really ambitious plan to build a stack of firewood on 3 sides that were pretty high, for a wedding. My brother was getting married, and there were going to be like kids running around everywhere, and I wanted to make it like a playland. I mean, obviously that you can't climb around on, but for one thing, we had baby chickens running around at the wedding. We also had a stack of firewood with a firewood fort on all sides of you, and one of the stacks of firewood had like a window built into it. Carly, do you remember the guy at Pendle Hill who would make like epic art out of stacking firewood? He would build like an igloo style thing, with firewood in a big circle. I have no idea how he did that. I don't know if I can. Oh man, YouTube, show me my comments. Rob Kaufman. Oh, okay. I wasn't seeing my comments. Amy said tons and cold. Tons of snow. Yeah. And you've just starting to be able to walk your dog again. Does that mean there was so much snow, or that it was so cold that you couldn't walk your dog? Does your dog like the snow? I've seen a lot of things online where people are like, yeah, my dog tried it and then turned right around. Grand Rapids. Cool, I haven't been to Grand Rapids yet. Well, it's so lovely of all of you to join me. It's so nice to hear from you. I love getting comments. Lets me know. Feels more like a back and forth. I'm gonna jump back into some music here, and if you have any questions for me, request isn't really the right word, because I'm not gonna play any songs that you know or that I know. But if there's a certain energy or a certain, in Meeting for Worship, when we have I'm assuming everyone in the audience is Quaker, but that's probably not true. Sometimes at the end of a Meeting for Worship, Quakers will come out of the silence and say, like, can we all hold a person or a thing in the light? So can we spend some time sending love and energy in that direction? And I like to think that that's what I am doing. Well, that's what I feel when I'm writing music like this. And so if there's something that's coming to mind, something that's on your heart, sort of a request of sorts in terms of the kind of energy that would be helpful in your life right now, please let me know. You know me from Shiloh. Sky. That's a throwback. That is amazing. Were you, do you know me from when I was a counselor at Shiloh? Shiloh is a Quaker camp that I was a counselor at in my early 20s. I'll take my answer off the air here while I'm exploring my next piece. Carly. I'm trying to get better at that. Like, that meaning transitions. It's like when I'm in the studio alone, I have this sort of meditative attitude towards sound. Like, it's okay for it to really slowly build up. In fact, that's some of the feedback that I get sometimes from housemates, is that, like, we didn't know if you fell asleep. It just seemed like it was the same thing. And so I am very okay with repetition, and I'm remembering, you know, I'm doing these live performances now every week on Thursday. So good of you to join me. I'd love to see you again next week. And trying to bring back some of that performative element of it, where I can, you know, take everything down and bring everything all back up in an instant. It's really exciting. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying sort of the challenge of that, and I appreciate you noticing. If you're on Facebook and you're watching, there really aren't any comments on Facebook. All the comments are coming from YouTube, because I am doing multiple platform streaming right now. So if you're on Facebook and a little confused about who I'm talking to everyone on YouTube. And you, if you would like to leave me a comment on Facebook, I can see that right here also. Sky, let's see, you were a camper at Shiloh in 2003 to 2006. So I think my last summer there would have been summer of 2002 or 2003. I was on staff my last summer. So if we overlapped, it was barely. Did you go on to become a counselor, staff, things like that at Shiloh? One of my favorite places in the world, by the way. If you have kids, or if you are a kid and you are thinking about how to spend your summer, how to fall in love with the woods, where the heart of Quaker practices is happening around a campfire, Shiloh is the place to go. Man, what a life-changing place. Yeah, lots of good memories from there. So cool to run into someone even on the interwebs who that's our connection. So thanks for tuning in, Sky. It was great to hear from you. Who else in the comments here? Yes, I did finally get a Facebook comment, and it just said that YouTube is where the party is happening. It's true. YouTube is where it's at. Apparently. This is my first time streaming on YouTube. I'm so happy. I've been doing mostly Facebook, and you know, all the platforms are a little weird about who they show your stuff to. I'm just getting started. But it's really nice to see folks tuning in on YouTube. I don't watch a lot of live video online. I think there are other even better platforms. Reddit? Twitch? I don't know. Do you have any suggestions for me? Are you a watcher or a maker of live videos? What's your advice for platforms? Sky says, I think you might have been staff my first year. And I would occasionally make an appearance in later years. I remember that. I had a period of traveling minstrelsy. And of course, since I had been a counselor for so long, I knew everybody who was sort of becoming directors and things like that. So they would invite me to come and play shows. I think I have a YouTube video about one of my trips to, you know what? I did. I made a YouTube video about one of my trips. Sky, you might be in that video. I think it's just called Shiloh Quaker Camp. It's from 2006 or 7, I want to say. Anyway, I'm going to close things out here with, we started a little late, so I'm ending a little late with all the technical stuff at the beginning. But this has been so magical. Thank you all for joining me. I'm going to play one last song here for you. Play you out a little lullaby. And like I said, if you'd like to tune in again next Thursday, I'll be in the same spot. Some folks have asked me if I record these sessions. I've been doing this for, there are maybe 6 or 7 so far. And the answer is yes, I do record them and then release them as MP3s to anyone who has followed me on Patreon. That's just a place where you can leave me a little tip and download really all of my music. I have several albums of not instrumental music, and then I have a bunch of evenings of doing this. So let's see. Patreon.com/John Watts. That should show up in your chat right now. I don't know if it will work as a link, but that would be the link if it worked. So that's one way you can sort of support me in continuing to do this kind of thing. I also, for the last 6 years, I was running a YouTube channel, a Quaker YouTube channel called Quaker Speak, and now I'm sort of in search of my next big project, and I'm keeping up with folks through a newsletter that I write. So if you'd like to know about my next big project, you can go over to my website. That's just johnwatts.com, and that's where my sign up for my newsletter there. Get updated on everything I'm up to. James, hey James, thanks for coming. So those are 2 ways you can sort of, other than commenting and showing up on Thursdays, which are great. Love to see you guys. Those are 2 ways that you can stay tuned in. So thanks again for coming. I will see you soon. Thanks again for coming, everybody. Have a great evening.